First off, Ben, just your overall thoughts on the game.
Well, I think we had a poor start. They had more energy. They were hungrier from the get-go. And they deserved an early goal. And then we arrived at the fight and clawed our way back into it. And I thought, 1-1 at halftime was about right. And then the second half, we got a little undisciplined there during about a 15-minute span where we were going for the win and looking to we had good numbers up in certain transition moments and again, didn't have the quality. And then we exposed ourselves, I thought, way too much for that stretch. And then that's where their PK comes from. But it was yeah, I'll stop at that. You got any questions, Victor?
Yeah. But obviously, in hindsight, looking back, where do you think you would have made adjustments, done something differently to maybe evade that poor start? Maybe that
I wouldn't have done anything. I wouldn't have done anything different, Victor, from the get-go. Are you talking personnel-wise?
No, not just For example, you mentioned poor start. What do you think that was attributed to?
I don't know. We had a poor start. We're on the road. They came with a lot of energy. They're at home. They had more physicality than us. They had a little bit more energy. Maybe my pep talk wasn't good enough, Victor. So that's why my pep talk wasn't good enough.
Lack of goals still being an issue with getting some from the penalty mark, but maybe not generating as many as you want. Are you getting concerned at this point?
We're about 7th in the league. Going into this game, we were higher than average for expected goals. So we're getting the chances in the run of play that you keep referring to. We would like to get more, but we're getting looks. Still the final ball, still quality, still higher chances. Yeah, we're working on it. We're working on that part. But we continue to score. PKs count and set pieces count. And so did the second PK that we should have had in the second half. That was very, very clear. The two people tackled Coco in the box. So that's another chance.
Right. Okay. Last one for me, just what are the positives you take from this game?
That we came to, I think a tough place to any away game is a tough place to go. We clawed ourselves back in at 1-1 at halftime, and I think we did enough in this game to if everything was fair, I think we come out of here with something. But again, sometimes you don't get, I think, the right shake. But I hear that's typical for Houston, and I've heard it over the years, but I'm starting to see a little bit of that now in maybe not getting the fairest shake at times. So we can't control that. We can't leave that up to the referees to help us. We have to make sure we solve. Again, for us, we'll take away the poor start. We're not satisfied with that. And a few areas of being undisciplined in that second half that ended up costing us.
If I could follow up, is that something you've heard within the league or within the club?
We'll talk to the league about the referee's performance for sure this week. But again, it's but again, we can't rely on them. We have to make sure because they're not going to help us. They haven't helped us, this club, in a while. And that's just where we're at as a club. And so we have to dig out of that a little bit because of our the reputation around here. Again, I've heard it. People in the past have told me about it. I was hoping it wasn't the case. but it seems to be. But that's okay. That's part of this. That's part of being where we're at right now and digging out of it. It's a good group. They're resilient. They gave a lot of energy. Subs did okay. I didn't think they gave us what we needed, but overall, we'll lick our wounds and we'll get back next weekend. We'll get back to work. Who else? Anybody else have anything?
Thank you.
Hey, Ben, what were your takeaways from Brooklyn Rain's performance playing in a wider position?
He was okay. You know, we're committed to developing him, and part of development is moving him around and looking at different spots when those spots are available in a situation we think he can have success. And he did pretty well. Thought he got a little leggy, a little tired. It's a very physical and fast team, and so I think at times he struggled with some of the physicality, but that's growth. That's how he's going to grow, is to be out there. He had some as the game grew on, he grew into it, and he had an okay performance.
So what position do you see him in long term?
I'm not, he's very versatile, so he can play, most of the central three spots. He can play out wide, tucked in. He's not a flyer. He's not an out-and-out winger, but he's got a good soccer brain for a young kid, and he's doing great. His evolution is he's going to keep growing with us, and the future is bright for him.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thiago, we'll close with you.
Good night, Coach. Thiago Brandão from Território MLS Brasil. From me, Houston played a good game today, but ended up losing. So far, there have been 2 wins at home, and playing away, Houston has lost all 3 games it has played. What missing to win away from Houston?
Discipline.
Okay. I want to talk a little about Adalberto Carrasquilla. I've seen an evolution in his game this season, and I want to know what you think about him and his year.
I think he's had a good year. He had an international 4 or 5 days ago, so he was on a short rest. And for him to go 90 and put the performance in that he did is pretty impressive. I thought he had a very good night, maybe his best game up to date with us. So he's a huge part of us in transition and building the game. He's helping us with our press. He's a bright guy. He's got a good soccer brain. So he's going to be pivotal in how we move forward.
Okay, thank you, Coach.